Hey guys, this is Mike at Area 51 Alien Factory back with you for another video. And just bear with me. I've got kind of I got a cold and my throat's sore. My voice is giving out a little bit, but I want to be able to get this video out to you ASAP. I already recorded the screenshots and like in the main how-to part of the video, but I just wanted to add this to the beginning of it. So bear with me as I'm working through this cold. But I just want to talk to you about a conversation that a lot of us have when we first start out in iRacing. And the conversation kind of goes like this. Hey, if I just had a better setup, I could be faster. If I just had that guy's setup, I could be just as fast as he is in the race. And basically the idea is we're chasing we're chasing this fictional setup that would just make that would solve all of our problems and just make us blazing fast on the track. It's kind of we're trying to chasing that holy grail of setups that just doesn't exist. And we thought, if of course the pros are fast. If we just had that same setup that pro driver was racing with, then we'd be just as fast as he was. But the funny thing is, I've actually got my hands a couple of times on a Coke Series set for the A car, and I tried to drive it, and I was actually a little bit slower. It's kind of like if we did have the sets the pros had, we may have a hard time driving them. But just that idea that it's only our setup that's holding us back. And I just kind of want to make this video to try to help as many people as possible today. This video is a it's a how-to video on how to use some telemetry tools to assess your own driving and what you're doing on the track. Because here's the thing. I've been on iRacing now for about 2 years. And in that 2 years, I have established the team that I'm on now, and so I'm on a team. Also, I was with Rocket Racing setups for a good long time. I was one of the initial people with pay to win setups when it started, and was with them for about a year. And I've seen a lot of setups, and I know that I can go and I can drive a setup for probably 10, 15, 20 laps and be able to tell pretty quickly whether or not it's a good setup or not. And so the idea of is the setup what makes us fast, or is it our driving? I want to tell you, like, there's a lot of good setups out there available. You can buy them, build them, get part of a team, work together with people. But once you've got you a decent setup, or more than decent, a good setup, let's say, the rest is all you. And I know this because on my team, there's a lot of times we're all running the same identical setup. And we get out on the track and we practice before the week starts. And in our practice session, and our hosted practice session with each other, some of the guys, there's weeks where some of the guys blow me away. And there's other weeks where I'm the fastest. And it all comes down to driver input, and what we're doing with our wheel and our pedals is what makes us fast, because our setup is the same. And so I really think that once you get yourself a good setup, and you can buy good setups, once you get yourself a good setup, that the rest of it is you. You just need to look in the mirror and say, no, it's not the setup. Maybe it's me. And so then what we do is whoever's the fastest on the team, we will go and have that guy run some laps and record his telemetry and get the IBT file, which is the telemetry file from iRacing. And then the other people on the team will go and do the same thing, and they'll record some laps and get their IBT file. Then we load them into the software called Motec. This video is not about Motec. It's just the tool that we use. It's probably the most popular tool for technically savvy people and stuff like that. But we load them into Motec and we line them up and we look at the throttle inputs, braking input, steering input, and we see what the guy that's faster is doing different than everybody else. And then the rest of us can go out and try to emulate what the faster guy is doing. And therefore, we're changing our driving to make us better. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do in the video today. But instead of having to be technically savvy and run through the installation of Motec, going through workbooks, installing MU software, which is called, people pronounce it Mu. That's a translator software that takes the IBT file, translates it into something that iRacing can then read. We're not going to go through any of that. We're going to go use an easy, free tool that is available to anyone out there that wants to try to make their driving better and really look at the telemetry and what they're doing on the track. That tool is the VRS, stands for Virtual Racing School Telemetry Analyzer tool. It's available for free on their website. You do not have to pay a subscription to get access to their telemetry analyzer. All you have to do is go and sign up for a free account. You won't get any setups from them, but you will have access to this telemetry analyzer tool. And what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to go on the track, record your telemetry, and then use they got a piece of software, small tool piece of software you install on your computer that runs down in your task tray, that then gets on your computer and it grabs your IBT file, uploads it back to iRacing, and then allows you to look at your telemetry in the iRacing Analyzer tool on their website. So that's what this video is going to do. Here's the cool thing. You can get your IBT file. I'm going to show you also how to manually upload another IBT file. It could be from a friend or somebody that's trying to help you to show you how to get faster. And you can look at them both at the same time and compare on a graph where you lift and where they lift and how you guys get back on the throttle, whether you're jumping back on the throttle real quick and the graph just takes off, and maybe the other person that's faster gets on the throttle kind of gradually and just eases onto the throttle, and maybe he saves tires that way. And you're going to look at things like, where are your lift points? How long do you lift for? Do you brake? Are you trail braking? How much do you trail brake? How much speed are you carrying through the corner? What is your car speed at entry of the corner? What's your car speed on exit? How are you making that happen? And in today's video, we are going to answer those questions for you using a free tool offered to you by VRS that does not require any technical knowledge at all whatsoever, or at least barely any at all. We're going to walk you through the whole process of installing the tool, going on the track, recording your telemetry, and then analyzing it afterwards. So really, I hope you guys enjoy the video. We're going to jump over right to it here in just a second. Before we do, I just want to ask you, hey, if you like the content we're putting up here on the website, we're really trying to help new drivers to iRacing, guys who are just getting into it, trying to figure it out and get faster. So if you like what we're doing here, just ask you would go down in the video and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. That helps our channel grow. And also, if you like this video in particular, why don't you give us a smack on that like button down below? We'd appreciate that. So let's just go ahead right now and jump into the video and get this thing started. All right, let's move on to looking at the telemetry tools and the tools that VRS has to help you better as a driver, not just the setups, but your habits, your skill, your ability, the things that might make you better, faster on the track, that can help you leverage the setups that you're downloading. Let's go ahead and clear out, we'll show all and clear out these downloads so it gives us more screen real estate. There we go. And we are going to go and look at the telemetry logging tool. You got to download this tool, put it on your computer, and here we go. We navigate back here to data packs. I'm trying to remember where this telemetry tool is. Oh, there it is, telemetry logger. So it's under your account. So you under your account, telemetry logger. It's got a short video here. You can play 1 minute and 7 seconds to tell you a little bit about the telemetry logger. Basically, we just need to download it, install it, and let it do its thing. So here's the download button. We'll take download telemetry logger, and we are going to save it in our downloads folder. And it's VRS telemetry logger setup. Save. I already downloaded it once as I was preparing, but we'll go ahead and replace it. We'll download it. And once we download it, you'll see it down here, and you can just click on it, and it will start the install process for you. Set up Virtual Racing School VRS, and next. Actually, let's go back and get a settings. See what settings are. Okay, there's proxy settings for you. Yeah. We don't need to mess with any of that. We're just going to hit next. And good.
they offer you the ability to change where you want to put the folder. It looks like it does. No? Well, somebody needs to tell VRS that their installer is broken. Because I don't like to install stuff on my C drive. I have 3 partitions. I have my Windows partition I like to keep separate for just basically Windows only and a few extra programs that really tie in with Windows. And then I have a solid state partition on my NVMe M.2 drive that I put the games like iRacing and the stuff that I play often I want to launch quickly or require an SSD. Then I have a larger mechanical drive that I put the rest of my stuff on. So I like it to be able to tell these executable setup programs, where I want to put it, where I want to set it up. And so I can't type. I'm clicking here, highlighting, but you can't. I'm hitting my keyboard. You can't change anything there. And I go to hit the browse button, and it won't let me browse to put it anywhere else. So that's not cool. I don't really like that. It's not a deal breaker, I guess, if I really wanted to use this. But so I guess we'll go ahead and install it on the C drive. And next, and I don't even like where it puts it. C drive. It's not even putting in an installation. It says specify the folder where your virtual racing school will be installed. It's users. In my user folder, in Howerton, is fine. I don't mind you guys seeing that. Virtual Racing School. Yeah, wow. So it's not even installing it in your programs folder. It's installing in your home directory. And I've already moved my home directory off to another drive. So it's not even on the C drive anymore. So yeah, anyway, I'm sure it'll still work, but definitely getting a fail there for this setup tool installation. Let's hit next. I accept the license. Sure, I'm sure I'll have to. And start menu shortcut, virtual racing school, and we're ready. Install. Want to run it now? Sure. And here it is. Upload token registration. Okay. It's taking us here to VRS. Finish telemetry. Okay, cool. So where I was already logged in, it goes to the website, sees I was already logged in, and it gives itself a token. Okay. And all right, that's all well and good. Let's see. It's running right here in the taskbar. So bring it up. All right. So telemetry recording is enabled. So the next thing to do is we're going to have to get in the car, head out on the track, and log some laps so that this telemetry logger will capture that data, upload it back into VRS, and then we can go into VRS's website and look at our telemetry files, all the information that iRacing is gathering from the IBT file that we're generating from our laps on the track. We can use that to compare to the pro, the guy who built the set, and a lot of other things. And we'll get into that just here in a few minutes when we upload, everything gets uploaded back into the site. We'll go check it out. But for now, let's go head out on the track and turn some laps and log some telemetry data into this VRS telemetry logger. All right, we are setting in our car here at Auto Club in the Xfinity car with the VRS setup loaded in here to our vehicle, to our car, and I've done this once already, and it did not log telemetry. And when I used to use VRS a long time ago, that released their telemetry logger, it used to automatically turn telemetry on when you got in the car. But whenever I did it this time, it didn't. And then I got back in the car a second ago and it did. So I'm just going to tell you whether it turns telemetry on automatically for you or not. You just need to map a button on your wheel to start and stop telemetry to make it easier. Or I think the keyboard shortcut is like Alt L will start the telemetry logger up. But I have a button mapped on my wheel. So let's just go ahead and hit the telemetry logger button that I have mapped here on my wheel. And up over in the right side there, you'll see the telemetry logging turn on there. And let's go ahead. We're logging telemetry this time. Let's go ahead and head out onto the track. Alright guys, we're headed back into our pit box here. We ran some laps with the telemetry being logged, and we're going to park this thing and head back over into VRS here in just a moment to check out, what they're doing with this telemetry data, how they present it, what kind of telemetry data there is, what kind of comparisons we can make, just kind of the whole package of what they're offering with this telemetry logging tool. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and kick it right back over now into VRS and the telemetry tool website. All right, we've hopped out of the car and back over here into the VRS telemetry logger tool. And as we can see here in the logs, it has been logging, information. And it's breaking our laps apart, uploading them and sending them to VRS. And to get back there, I'm just going to use the navigation built into the tool. Here it says VRS web app. Let's just click there and see where it takes us. All right, here we go. Our latest session, or the last session we were in, was Auto Club. That's exactly where we were at. And this is the time and the date that it happened in. Yep, it all looks good. It says view my sessions. Let's do that. And we're going to go over here and view our session. As we come down through here, VRS likes to take the IVT file, the telemetry file, and break it up into separate laps. So you can see the first stint, I wrecked on lap 2, so I started over again. But the first stint has, the out lap, lap 1, lap 2. If you get down here to the second stint, this is the one we're going to look at. It's got your out lap. Then it has lap 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, after the out lap. And we're going to go and look at one of those. I believe if you come in here and you hover over these, I'll tell you what it is. Edit lap flag. Nope. View single lap mode. Okay. Compare versus target and set as target. So you can set a lap as your target. I want to go and grab my fastest lap, which was this one right here, and we'll set it as the target. So I click on it. It should set it as my target. I don't know what it did. It says set as target. I click. I'm not sure what happens. Anyway, we're going to go in here and view, drill down and view this lap. So we're going to grab that lap and go view it. It's got all kind of useful information here, very similar to some of the charts and graphs that are available in Motec, which is the best telemetry tool that you can get to view your telemetry files. You can do all kind of things in Motec. View your shot compression histograms and your throttle input, brake input, wheel inputs. You can get your ride heights, all kinds of stuff in Motec. But we're just going to focus right here in iRacing on the driver development tools that they have and the telemetry logging tools that they offer here. I'm just saying that these charts and these graphs here on the right hand side are very similar to some of the charts and graphs available inside of Motec as well. So if you use Motec, this should be similar. If you don't use Motec, this is a good place to start. Start here, get used to this, let this help your driving, then maybe you can get into Motec when you start actually building some of your setups and you're wanting to do some other things. But if you're not building setups and you're just looking at driver inputs, this is the same kind of information that you're going to find in Motec. Down here at the bottom, it has the scrubber, the slider to start sliding through the lap. You can see that it follows along there on all the graphs, and there's also a little arrow right here that's going to move around the track as I move this bar. And you've got your lift points here showing you where on the track I was lifting, and then it's showing you how I'm getting back into the throttle. Got your steering angle inputs right here. And you can go clear around the track and see everywhere on the track and where my throttle and steering and everything, and my speed. That your speed is at the top, what speed you had at each part of the track you were on. And so that's good information. That's really going to help you, especially if you're just starting out. You do not know how to build setups, and you're just trying to improve your driving itself. You also have down here a graph of your clutch, your brake, your gas, your gear, and your steering input. So if you don't want a graph and you just want to see like an icon type display, you can see it there. There's where I lift and let off the gas, and you see it kind of come down, and you see me gradually get back into it there. Get your steering inputs over there too. So pretty cool information. The next thing you want to be able to do is be able to compare laps. So if you go into laps, I want to see what some of this other stuff is. Let's go to advanced telemetry mode and see what that offers. Okay. Oh, an advanced telemetry mode must do it up against our target, or... Oh, no, these are the front wheel slip, rear wheel slip. So it's showing your slip and grip of your wheels. That's some good information. brake and throttle down here on the bottom. Your yaw rate, so that your car's twisting and slipping, getting loose. So that's the advanced. So that's some more useful information. And back to map mode. That's where we're at. Okay. So let's say we wanted to compare laps. So we have our fastest lap here, and which is lap 2 of the second stint. Let's say we want to add a lap. We're going to come here and we're going to go add, say, the last lap, the last lap of the stint. And comparison. Okay. No. Okay, cool. It already added it. So as you look here, it's got one dotted line, and the other is a solid line, and that's how you can compare the two different laps. Your first lap is a solid blue, and the second lap then is the dotted line. So your base lap is the solid line, and the second one is the dotted. And then you can see the differences are between your two laps. See how consistent you're being, because you want to try to be as consistent as possible. And as you can see, my lift points right here and right here are identical on each lap. Now, when I came back into the throttle was a little different, the point at which I did right here in turn 1 and 2 between those laps, but where I get back into full throttle is pretty similar. And also, I'm not light switching. I'm coming in gradual both times, both laps. So that's good. And this turn 3 and 4 is kind of all over the place. I'm not sure what I was doing there. And your steering inputs are pretty similar. 3 and 4 is a little wild. I'm not sure what's going on here that's different between the two laps. I must have got really loose on one of the laps or something. But being able to compare one lap against another lap is very useful. The other thing that can be very useful is taking your friend's telemetry data. So let's say one of my buddies sends me their IBT file because they're faster than me, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Like, what am I driving? What are my driving habits am I doing that's not making me not as fast as they are? So they could send me their IBT file. I put it in my iRacing folder, and then I could manually upload it here and then compare his lap to my lap, just like I compared my 2 laps side by side. And so let's go and look at how you would do that. So your buddy sends you his IBT file, and you would go over here to extras, and it says upload existing IBT files to VRS. If you have a backup of telemetry IBT files, which you recorded while telemetry logger was off, that's the VRS telemetry logger wasn't running, you can have them processed now. Click the browse button to the right and select the file which you want to upload. So you just go here, browse, and you can select any IBT file that's on your computer. Somebody else gives you one, you can select it, upload it, and then it uploads that to VRS, and then you can go and you can load one of those laps up to compare against yours. So, Motec is definitely the gold standard when it comes to telemetry. However, if you do not have Motec installed, if you're not a technical person, and Motec is a little complicated for you, and you're really just wanting to focus on your driving inputs, and how to make you faster as a driver without worrying about ride heights and shock histograms and all that stuff that's in Motec, and you just want to focus on you as a driver, your inputs, and what will make you faster, then all you need is right here in VRS and their telemetry tools. That's it. You don't need anything else. So A plus. I mean, VRS knocked it out of the park with these telemetry tools and making it simple so that the average driver can figure it out and can analyze their driving habits and get better. That's really all I've got to say about these VR telemetry tools. Maybe we'll go into depth and look at them in bigger detail in another video, but I just wanted to show you the whole process from start to finish, from downloading the telemetry logging tool, installing them on the computer, walking you through that process, going out, turning a few laps, having it be automatically uploaded into VRS, going into VRS, checking it out, walking through how you use the telemetry logger tool app in the website there, and just the whole process. Just wanted to walk you through it, show you kind of what you can do with it, and just really highlight this amazing feature as part of your VRS subscription and part of being part of the VRS community.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I hope you learned something. And I really, really, truly hope that you guys start looking at your inputs, like what you're doing on the track. And I sincerely hope that this has helped you guys get faster as you're starting out in iRacing. Again, if you like the content and you like the channel and what we're doing here, I would just ask you to go down there, right down below, and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel here at Area 51 Alien Factory. And that also hit the like button if you like this video. And if you really want to get notified whenever we put up new content or go live, there's also a bell icon down there. You can hit that, and that will send you notifications anytime we put up new content here at Area 51 Alien Factory. So, hey, hope you guys are doing good. Hope your racing improves. This is Mike at Area 51 Alien Factory. So glad that you stayed tuned in here with us for this video, and we will see you in the next one.